Joining us now from Beijing is current affairs commentator Einar Tangen. He's a senior fellow at the Taihe Institute and chairman at Asian Narratives. Appreciate you coming on the program today, Einar. What's your read on the talks and how they've gone so far?
Well, they set low expectations from the U.S. side, and they're achieving them, Sally. I mean, it's unfortunate, but it seems that Blinken is just rehashing exactly all the things that really have not impressed China. Qinggang had made it very clear that there needed to be something brought to the table, and it just seems like there is nothing.
And what could that be, or what should have Blinken brought to the table if that's what China was looking for?
Well, at this juncture, there's so much mistrust. What needs to happen is you have to build trust over time. And at this point, anything, reducing the tariffs or getting rid of the tariffs that would have helped, taking the Chinese foreign minister off the defense minister off the restricted list, the black list that the U.S. put him on. I mean, this is something that prevented the meeting in Singapore. But it just kind of continues. It's just strange why they wanted to have this meeting. I always think about this as how many times can I slap you before you don't want to shake my hand? And that seems to be the issue here.
Now, the business relationship is perhaps the most important one. Xi has met with both Bill Gates and Elon Musk fairly recently. What message is Xi trying to send the US, perhaps via Blinken, in relation to trade and the economy? Do you think that there's more hope in terms of where things are going on the economy front?
I think that there is, because you have a situation here where politics and economics are not in lockstep. Generally they are, especially in the United States. But at this point, the CEOs, you had a whole slew of them coming in, not only from the U.S. but also from Europe, saying, listen, we don't want to lose your markets. We don't want this separation. It doesn't do anybody any good. And hopefully, at some point, the elites in these capitals will figure out that this is not sustainable, that during a time of great economic need and depression, you have to be practical, and you have to get along with people. This idea that you can force other countries to adopt your values and to basically make their economy subservient to yours just doesn't work.
So do you think that that's the biggest roadblock here, that the two countries have two very different visions of how the world works or how the world should be? What do they need to do to try and bridge the gap here?
Well, I mean, from the U.S. side, it's the same old story, American exceptionalism, the idea that the world has to follow one particular idea of democratic, liberal capitalism. From the Chinese side, it's completely different. They're saying, look, every country is sovereign, every country should follow its own path, and there should just be some agreed principles about security, development, and also respect for each country. So it is a different vision. One is top-down and demanding that countries obey. The other one is saying, look, how do we get along? It's kind of, from the Chinese side, it's what we would call a Westphalian peace treaty. The idea that, look, what you do in your country is your business, what I do in mine is mine. Let us trade, let us be secure, and let us go forward.
All right, Einar Tangen, really appreciate your insight. Senior Fellow at the Taihe Institute and Chairman at Asian Narratives.
Thank you, Sally.